Hey up everybody, welcome back to the Audio Cycling YouTube channel, where today I am going to be revealing the team that I will be choosing for the VELOGAME 2023. There's been a lot of deliberation over this team, I can tell you, and actually I can also tell you that it's probably not an absolute certainty that this will be the team that I'm going with. I am still kind of fleeting between some riders best. So let's start off with the number one rider, that is Tadej Pogačar. He is one of the few people who has been in this team for pretty much the whole time. I just think that Pogačar, even though there are some concerns over his wrist, I just think that the longer we go into this race, the better he's going to be getting. And actually, the last week of this race is quite difficult. So I think that Pogačar is just a really good choice. He could be up there in stages 1 and 2. And I think that he's just an absolute certainty to go into everybody's team. I think there's been enough years gone by now where I haven't picked Pogačar for a Tour de France team. And finally, I am going to be choosing him. So I'm quite looking forward to seeing what's going to happen. But just in case, my second rider is Adam Yates, who, according to, I can't remember, some kind of team manager or something at UAE, revealed that he will be a co-leader with Tadej Pogačar in this race. He was second in the Dauphiné, and I do think that he could finish inside the top 5 in this race, in all honesty. So I think that Adam Yates is a pretty good one. He scored 1,100 points last year, so if he does that again, I think that he will be doing just fine in this race. My third rider is Giulio Ciccone. After looking through some media articles and whatnot, I saw that Ciccone is targeting stages and the polka dot jersey, which is just a big plus for me. I really like it when a rider does that. That usually scores them quite a lot of points because they go in the breakaway an awful lot, and they'll probably finish inside. You know, Ciccone could finish inside the top 10 a good 5, maybe 6 times in this race. He's not going for GC, but he'll be up there in a polka dot jersey. The number of times he'll be in the breakaway, I think he could easily exceed 1,000 points in this race. So I think that Ciccone is a really good one to be going with. The fourth rider is Simon Yates, who I don't usually pick, but when you think back to the prices that Simon Yates has been in previous Grand Tours, 10 credits is actually very cheap for him to be. So he is going for stages. I think that maybe he might go for GC as well. And if he does do that, he'll be an incredible rider to have on your team. Him and Ciccone going at it in the mountain breakaways, as well as like Pogačar and Adam Yates going for GC, I think provides me a nice level of certainty in all the mountain stages. But on the flat stages, I am going to be taking Jasper Philipsen. He is my fifth rider. I think that he's also a rider who's been in here pretty much the whole time. And just because I think that he's probably the fastest sprinter in the race, he's very versatile. He'll probably compete in 7 or 8 sprints, could win for green jersey as well. So Philipsen for me is just somebody who is just quite an easy pick for, in all honesty. The sixth rider is Tom Pidcock, who is again one of the riders who's been here for the whole time, just because I don't think there is that great value in the unclassified riders, and I do think that Pidcock, after all, he exceeded 1,000 points last year, despite only really finishing inside the top 10 twice last year in stages. I mean, one of those was a stage winner, it's worth noting, but I think it could be quite easy for him to exceed 1,000 points if he does well in the first 2 stages. Ineos don't have the greatest of GC ambitions in this, or don't have the greatest kind of GC quality in this race, and I do think that Pidcock should have a bit more freedom, given that he proved himself last year to be such a useful rider in Grand Tours. I think that hopefully Ineos will give him more freedom. My 7th rider is Nons Peters, one of 2 4-credit riders in this team. Peters is just, he's won a stage of a Tour de France in the past, he's won a stage of a Giro, and I think with that kind of quality, he's quite good value. I think that he could get somewhere near 300 points maybe. I could see him getting a couple of top 10s. AG2R say in their press release that he'll be going into or trying to hunt some stages. So I think that Peters, he's just a good one for medium mountains and also some higher mountains as well. So I'm a big fan of him for 4 credits. My 8th rider is Michal Morkov. I'm thinking back to 2021 when he scored 400 points leading out Cav. Hopefully he does the same this time round. I reckon that he could sneak into the top 10 a few times. There's, like 7 sprint opportunities. And, if Jakobsen were to, for whatever reason, leave a race, Morkov would then be the main man for the sprint. He also gets involved in intermediate sprints too. So I think that Morkov is just a nice safe one for a 4-credit rider. And then my 9th rider, the wildcard rider, is the man that he will be leading out, which is Fabio Jakobsen. I was deliberating between him and Binny, but I've decided to stick with Jakobsen, or decided to go with Jakobsen, because even though Binny is a better climber, there aren't too many stages where Binny will be able to utilise this. Say it might only really be stages 2 and 8, I think it is, that he might be able to do it. But I just think that Jakobsen's got more out-and-out winning ability. He could certainly win a few stages in this race, and Philipsen could also win a few. So I think I've got quite a few winners in this team. I think that Pogačar could win a stage. I think Ciccone could win a stage. I think Simon Yates could win a stage, and Philipsen could win a few. Pidcock could win one, and I also think that Jakobsen could win a few. So I really think that the whole team is really focused around, we can get quite a lot of wins here. Arguably, the thing which I am between is whether to go with Simon Yates and Jakobsen, or whether to go with Jai Hindley and Alexander Kristoff. That's kind of the other team which I am with. Going with that would of course mean that I have Hindley, which would give me Hindley, Pogačar and Adam Yates, so potentially 3 riders maybe in the top 5 in GC, which is a very tempting thing to go with, but that does mean that I take a bit of a hit in the sprinting category because Kristoff probably won't get as many points as Fabio Jakobsen will. So that's kind of where I'm at with my team. I'm quite liking this, but there's no certainty that I will be sticking with this. Put your current team, or if you are on your final iteration of team, then put that in the comments down below. I am trying to slowly wade my way through the comments section. There's just been a lot going on the last few days, so I'm just trying to catch up on all that. So good luck for the Tour de France, everyone. Hopefully your teams are very successful, and all that is left to say is to stay safe out there, and I'll see you in the next video. Salut!